All right, so I don't care if you consider yourself the laziest person on earth. According to Claude, you can become a top performer here in a 6 to 18 month time frame. Now, I know that seems like a long time, but it goes by quick, and the success rate, according to Claude, is 70 to 80% with full commitment. This is the prompt. You are an expert anthropologist specifically maximizing human potential, achievement, and productivity. Assume you are working with a person who is inclined toward laziness and lacking in motivation. Using evidence-based strategies, develop a comprehensive plan to turn this individual into the top achiever in their occupational organization as fast as possible. I got the high performance transformation from underperformer to top achiever as a document. Yes, so the document's pulled up here on the side. Timeline 6 to 18 months for dramatic transformation with initial momentum visible in 30 to 60 days. So in that first month or two, you're going to see some movement, but you're not going to be totally transformed yet. Realistic expectation, top 10% performance within 12 months. Potential top performer overall within 18 months. And again, that's 70 to 80% success rate if you fully commit to the protocol. And that's a big if, because there are a lot of changes you're gonna have to make to your life here. Phase 1, weeks 1 through 4, this is the foundation reset. So they call it, Claude calls it neurobiological optimization. And basically what Claude is saying is you need to change your sleep, you need to change the way you eat, and you need to exercise, because those habits make a huge difference on our lifestyle, obviously. So Claude is saying you want a fixed sleep schedule, 7 to 9 hours, consistent bed and wake time of plus or 30 minutes. For me, I'm hitting that metric most of the time, which is good. Sleep environment, blackout curtains, check. 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, check. No screens 1 hour before bed. That's one I struggle with, so that's something that I would want to be mindful of. And you want morning light exposure within 30 minutes of waking, 10 to 15 minutes outdoors if possible. Okay, we get to the metabolic enhancement. This is all the eliminate refined sugar and processed foods completely. That's one simple sentence, easier said than done. Implement intermittent fasting. That's something I've never been very good at doing. A 16 to 8 is what they recommend. High protein breakfast within 1 hour of waking. I think that's doable. Hydration, half an ounce to 1 ounce water per pound of body weight daily. And movement protocol. These are fairly achievable. Daily 20-minute walk, non-negotiable regardless of weather. 3 times a week strength training, and a weekend longer activity, whether that's going for a hike, whether that's riding your bike, whether that's playing a sport. All right, now we need to build up the cognitive infrastructure since we've got the basics out of the way. Almost it's like a pyramid of sorts. Attention training, daily 10-minute focused breathing meditation, single task practice, 1 task at a time. Keep that phone in another room. Progressive attention spans, start with 25-minute focus blocks. And I really think that this attention training is super underrated, and especially in today's day and age, would be immensely beneficial to most workers, regardless of where you work or what you do. Environment design, you want to do a workspace audit to remove all distractions and optimize for single tasking, because you want to get one task completely focused on and done at a time. Visual cues for desired behaviors in prominent locations. And Claude is basically saying to use this as a friction design. It wants to make good choices easier and make bad choices harder. All right, so that's phase 1. Phase 2 is building momentum. It's called momentum building, and this is weeks 5 through 12. So a month to 3 months in, this is what you're going to want to do. The compound growth protocol, so you're going to want to identify 3 core competencies at your workplace organization, critical to success. And you're going to want to do a daily 1 hour practice in each competency, and you're going to want to rotate those. Weekly skills assessment with measurable metrics. With some occupations, this is going to be easier than others, but if you can cobble together a skills assessment or create one using AI potentially, it could be another video, that could be good. And then you're going to want a monthly mentor or expert feedback session. I build these into my weekly one-on-ones with my mentor, expert supervisor. So then strategic positioning, volunteering yourself for high visibility, challenging projects, becoming the go-to person for one expertise area in particular, documenting and sharing all learning solutions with the team, proactively solving problems before they're assigned. That last one is huge if you can do that. Then we've got social capital development. So you want to schedule 2 strategic relationship building conversations weekly. You want to become a connector. Like I have a Rolodex of a handful of people in my head who I know just know a lot of people. You want to share others' successes publicly and frequently. That's another big one to keep your name in other people's minds. And you want to seek mentorship from top performers in the organization. That's huge too. Now we're on to psychological conditioning. So this is going to transform your identity according to Claude. Create a new identity statement. I am someone who consistently delivers exceptional results. It's almost like a mantra. Daily identity reinforcement through small wins. You got to celebrate the small wins. Eliminate self-deprecating language entirely. Easier said than done on that one too. Surround yourself with high achievers, even if just through content consumption. This was actually how I kind of got started with the Promptsmith's Almanac, was reading about individuals throughout history who I admired. If you can surround yourself physically with those people, all the better, but you can read about them too. Reward system architecture, daily micro rewards, weekly achievement celebrations, monthly progress reviews, quarterly stretch goal rewards. Rewards are going to be big, and you just have to build them out in a way that makes sense and that gives you a reward for your small wins as well as your big wins. So that makes sense. All right, phase 3, acceleration to excellence. I like that one. This is weeks 12 to 24. So these are the advanced performance strategies. Strategic thinking. Daily 15-minute strategic thinking time, big picture stuff. Weekly competitive analysis and trend identification, monthly strategic recommendations to leadership, quarterly industry conference attendance or online equivalent. This is like building your own curriculum of strategic thinking relevant to whatever your role is professionally. Leadership presence building, volunteer to lead cross-functional projects, develop expertise-based content, internal presentations, articles, become a thought leader, mentor newer team members, take calculated risks on innovative solutions as well. You want to optimize and scale too. You want to time audit and eliminate low-value activities. That's a big one. Delegation development, even if you're not a manager, get better at that. Process improvement initiatives, technology and tool mastery for efficiency gains. So you want to constantly be bettering yourself as a potential leader. You want to constantly be seeking ways to be more efficient. And I look at this as almost trying to achieve fireproof status, like being so indispensable that the organization can't imagine themselves functioning without what you can bring to the table. All right, we're on to phase 4 already. So this is months 7 through 12, top performer consolidation, elite performance maintenance, continuous improvement protocol, monthly skills gap analysis and targeted learning. This is high-level self-awareness, quarterly 360-degree feedback collection, annual professional development planning with stretch goals, regular reverse engineering of top performer strategies. I really like that one. Organizational value maximization, become indispensable, here we go, through unique value creation. The blend of skills that you have, no one else at your organization should be able to have. That's the mindset I think you want to come into work with every day. And that builds confidence too. Build external industry recognition. You want to be known outside your organization for how good of a job you do at your organization. Critical success factors. You need non-negotiable daily habits, priority task completion, first 2 hours of the workday on the most important work. Get that out of the way right away, you're good to go. Learning time, non-negotiable 30 minutes of skill development. You're constantly learning, you're constantly ahead of at least 90% of everyone else out there. Relationship investment, meaningful interaction with a colleague, a mentor, a stakeholder. Do that and you're ahead of the vast majority as well. and an evening review. Reflect at the end of the day. Take 10 minutes. What did you do today that worked? What are tomorrow's priorities? What did you learn? Weekly accountability structure. So Monday, plan it out, set your goals. I might even do that Sunday night. Wednesday, midweek progress check, correct course if you need to. Friday, review your week, document your wins, capture your lessons. Sunday, preparation and mental rehearsal. Again, I might even do some of that goal setting on Sunday as well. Personal development. Are you advancing those skills? Have a list of 10 to 12 skills that you're looking to build, and do what Ben Franklin did and just focus on one each week. To engineer that motivation, you need that intention. So when something happens, I will do this. Planning. When I arrive at work, I will immediately tackle this priority. I will start the strategic plan. When I feel overwhelmed, I will take 3 deep breaths and review my priorities. I like that. Temptation building, necessary tasks need to be paired with enjoyable activities. Listen to engaging podcasts only during admin work. Take walking meetings for routine check-ins. Use reward-based gaming apps for habit tracking. That sounds pretty cool. Reframe challenges as growth opportunities. This is essential in my view. It's not this is too hard. It's this will make me stronger. It's not I might fail. It's I will learn something from this. It's not I don't have time. It's this isn't a current priority. You gotta reframe it, because otherwise what you say will ultimately come to pass. All right, so we have our realistic timeline. In 30 days, we're gonna have higher energy levels. We're gonna have better focus. We're gonna have basic systems and habits established and in place, and we're gonna have productivity improvements noted by others. They're gonna start to see that. Within 3 months, 90 days, not that long, momentum building. We're gonna have noticeable skill development, at least in the core competencies. We're gonna have recognition for increased contribution and consistent high quality work. Perfect. 6 months, we're a high performer already. Top 20% performance metrics, leadership seeking input on important decisions, mentoring others, being a leader. Fantastic. 12 months, 1 year's time, top performer, top 10% performance consistently, industry recognition and external opportunities, succession planning conversations. 18 months. Not super long. Top 3 to 5 performers in organization, strategic advisor role in decision making, and industry thought leadership development. Amazing. In 1.5 years, you can go from a pretty lazy, unmotivated person to one of the top 3 or 4 or 5 performers in your organization. It is possible, and it's done through getting the fundamentals of sleep, rest, eating well, and exercise, and then building those good habits into your workday as well. And they even have some warning signs and course corrections here in Claude, which I think is great. The top one being burnout prevention. I think that's huge. So you need to monitor your weekly energy levels on a 1 to 10 scale. You need a mandatory recovery time, especially with the early months. Social connection maintenance outside of work. You gotta have a life outside work. That's essential. And regular vacation and mental health days as well. You also need plateau prevention, which they build into. Monthly comfort zone expansion challenges, quarterly goal difficulty increase, annual role responsibility expansion discussions, and continuous peer group elevation. So we want to avoid hey, we did this, we got to this level, now we can coast. No, it's about the fact that this is a process. This is a process to rebuild your mind and your body to become the absolute best you can be in every aspect of life, essentially. And finally, we have our success metrics and tracking, our leading indicators, habit completion rates, energy and focus levels, learning time invested, relationship building activities. We can measure all that. And lagging indicators, which would be monthly, quarterly. These are performance review scores, project completion quality and speed, peer and supervisor feedback, and promotion discussion and opportunities. And now we have the last word here from Claude. Remember, this transformation requires treating yourself as both the CEO and employee of your personal performance company. The person who executes this plan consistently and adapts it based on results will inevitably become a top performer. Inevitably. The key is viewing this not as a temporary intervention, but as a permanent operating system upgrade. Yep, you have to completely rebuild who you see yourself as and who your organization sees you as and who the world sees you as. And you have to believe that that version is the best version of yourself and then can be refined and made better even further. And that's what we look to do on the Promptsmith's Almanac. So, if you have other ideas for videos, content that you'd like to see done, how AI tools can be used to make your life better, leave a comment, reach out, love to hear from you. If you like what you're seeing, do hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you all on the flip side on the Promptsmith's Almanac.